Are you heading on P&O Britannia? Are you thinking about it? Have you been on many times before? Or you just need reminding of all the food offerings? Or maybe you just love food videos, just like myself, because I'm Tom from Cruising with the 4Bs, just got off P&O Britannia, and I have your full guide of all the food offerings on board. Some good, some not so good. What have you got to pay for and what is included? So let's get underway, and we will start with the MDR. MDR is your main dining room on board. There is three of them: the Peninsula, the Oriental and the Meridian. To get to the Oriental, you do have to go along to the aft of deck 7 and down one staircase. That's the only staircase or lift that will get you to the Oriental. Let's begin with breakfast. Breakfast is served in the Oriental and the Peninsula restaurant, and you can either join the virtual queue on the P&O app or web page, as it is actually, and then you just fill in the details, whether you want to share a table, whether you need a wheelchair space, and then you pop it in, wait, and then you'll be given a table, and you've got 15 minutes to arrive at the table. To be fair though, most of the times I found that it was easy enough just to turn up for breakfast. Breakfast is between 7:30 and 9 a.m. The breakfast in P&O MDRs haven't really changed over the years. You can get a fine selection of continentals, pastries, cereal, and they've also got the cooked variety, and they're happy for you to mix and match with some of the offerings. I found service was good for breakfast. It was pretty quick, and there was offerings also for gluten-free and for vegetarian. We move on to lunch. In lunch, you do have a smaller selection than dinner. You've got the sandwiches, the lighter options, you've got the larger plates, and you can also have a 3-course meal if you fancy. I do love a MDR, especially on a sea day at lunch. It is open from 12 noon to 1:45, but don't worry, they don't just kick you out at 1:45 if you turn up a little bit before that. They will accommodate you. And I had the Indian selection on this day, which was very, very nice, very enjoyable, with a nice little treacle tart to finish. So as I mentioned, I do quite like lunch in the MDR on P&O. It's going to win no awards, but it's pretty nice. Here is an example of a MDR in the evening. They will give you a recommendation. You've also got, once again, your starters and your main course selections. Pretty good selections. In the Oriental, it is first and second seating. In your cabin, they will tell you can put a recommendation before you get on board of what you would prefer. Freedom dining, 6:30 to 9:30 in the Meridian and the Peninsula restaurant. But once again, pretty good offerings in the MDR. Don't forget, if I do have an opinion on food, food is very subjective. Even my good lady has different opinions to me. So please do let us know in the comments below if you have a different opinion. Press that subscribe button. It's completely free if you enjoy cruise content. And of course, that like button. It just helps other people see this video and spread this video far and wide, because YouTube thinks it's pretty good. And join us, of course, on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We are Cruising with the 4Bs. Thank you for that. As we move on to another included restaurant, which is the buffet. The buffet is open from 6 for continental, then from 7 for your normal breakfast. You've then got lunch from midday. You've got some light afternoon tea, kids tea from 5. And then 6 is your dinner offerings to 9:30, late night snacks from 11. And throughout the day, you can get tea and coffee, and there's also juices you can get for breakfast. You serve yourself. So as you can see, it's a little bit messy. I've been on recent cruises on Cunard and also on Princess, and they serve the food to you. Rachel disagrees with this. She prefers it when you can serve yourself. What do you think? Let us know. It's hard to get breakfast wrong, and P&O don't really get breakfast too wrong. There's always something on offer. You've also got your vegetarian corner. Once again, it's not going to win any awards, but it's pretty good. Do watch out, especially on a sea day between 9 and around 10:30. That is your crazy time. You're going to find it really, really busy. So do watch out there. If you do like a lie-in, sometimes we actually like a lie-in, and sometimes we just skip all the way to lunch rather than hit the craziness of the buffet. There is vegetarian offerings. As you can see from those pictures, there was jacket potatoes on offer, so wow, yes, not really the massive selection. This was actually cold, this food, and it wasn't great. I must say, I am so disappointed at the buffet on P&O, especially as The bigger ships, Iona and Avia, have so many other included offerings. I would expect the buffet to have a little bit more quality. You're not going to go hungry. It's perfect if you're a family and you've got kids. Just would like a little bit more variety. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. This is the Lido Grill. Offers burger, vegetarian burger, hot dog and French fries and salad. It's just by the pool up on deck 16. The pizzeria is next, and that was actually pretty nice. The pizza actually doesn't look very nice on screen, but it was actually quite tasty. Once again, Princess now offer a tacos as well in their grill. Would you like another offering in the grill? Please, once again, let us know in the comments below. I think it would be great. The Beach House. Let's start with some of the extra cost restaurants on board. One of our favourites is the Beach House. It is part of the Horizon Buffet, which gets smartened up of the evening. We booked this before our cruise, and it cost us £9.20 per person at the moment in the Beach House. Let's take a look. It's flavours of Latin America and the Caribbean. And as you can see from this menu, your £9.20 gets you all of these offerings. And there's also items that are a little bit more expensive, and they were clearly stated on the menu. As we're going through the menu with all the menus, if you'd like to see it more closely, just press that pause button and take a look. We have had many visits to the Beach House as a family, and I think it's a nice restaurant to go in a group or as a family. The kids have always got offerings here which they enjoy. Once again, they do cater for vegetarians, gluten-free. Please do ask your waiter or waitress if you do have any dietary requirements. As mentioned before, I do find now when you're on board most ships now, they do ask you about your dietary requirements. Always happy to help and accommodate whatever dietary requirement you have, but it's clearly stated on all of the menus whether it's gluten-free, vegetarian or vegan. I decided on this trip to just go for food that was included in my £9.20, and it was good. I went for the pork to start with, had the crackling on the side, which was really, really nice actually. I went with the Caribbean macaroni pie, which Rachel said didn't look that good on pictures or on video, but it was tasty. And I finished with a very tasty apple pie. If apple pie is on the menu, I cannot resist it, and it was very nice indeed. I had lovely views, good service. I give the Beach House a massive thumbs up. Let's continue with the food. You do have to pay a little bit extra, and a favourite of a lot of people, head down to deck 7, and it's a favourite of mine as well. It's Sindhu. It's contemporary regional Indian food, and it is pretty delicious. Let's take a look at the menu. You've got a vast menu. I would take a good look at the menu. If you're used to your local Indian, it does have all of the mains and the starters you would expect from your local. They may be worded slightly different. The tastes in here are absolutely delicious. I must say service was a little bit slow, but they were very friendly. And I did have the signature dish, which was delicious. Once again, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free are all catered for, and it clearly states it on the menu. Do start with your poppadoms to start with, a very small. And as you can see, this was absolutely delicious. Why just have one curry when you can have 3? Some naans on the side. It was very, very delicious. I had no room for pudding, but the people next to us had the chocolate pudding, and it looked scrumptious. So if you do have room, definitely have that. It is a £10 deposit. If you pay that beforehand, you also get 20% off the bill. So your £10 comes off the bill, and also you get 20% off the bill if you book beforehand. Shall we head to deck 7 midship, and one of my favourites, the Glass House. If you're into fine wines and tapas, you cannot miss this one on your P&O cruise. As you can see from the menu, they have tapas items. You can get 3 items for £10.50. We have visited Glass House on many occasions on a variety of P&O ships, and I headed here on my cruise. Now, I'm not into wine. Maybe I will do later in life. It is one of Rachel's annoyances. But this is perfect if you do like wine, because they give you all the recommendations to accompany with the food. But I still had delicious food here at the Glass House. It cannot be booked beforehand. You can either join the virtual queue for Glass House, although Every time I've gone on a P&O ship, I always get stuck in a virtual queue for Glasshouse with 3 people in front of us. I think it's always best just to turn up, but it's ultra busy on sea day, so do watch out. This is what I had. It was beautiful, absolutely stunning, and this pudding was the British trio. Oh, it was just amazing. I could have this every single day. Do not miss the Glasshouse when you are on board. And there is me enjoying it. It's deck 7, midship. Now let's head to the Epicurean. This is £28 per person. It's fine dining and it is really delicious. Pause that if you'd like to take a look at the menu. We've been twice. It's a perfect date night experience. Service is always amazing. Top views. It's a 2-hour experience and the food here is absolutely delicious. We had friends on board who went and they had an amazing evening. Limelight is your dinner and show bar where you do have your 3-course meal to start with before the show. As in my review, I did mention Lavox, who was amazing. She was great and the food was pretty good here. I actually went for some vegetarian choices on this night. I'm not sure why, but I did thoroughly enjoy it. It was a cannelloni dish to start with, vegetarian Wellington, which was actually really, really tasty. It's nice sometimes, if you're not vegetarian, to check out all the vegetarian offerings, and I really, really enjoyed it. It was delicious, and then I had a selection of puddings to finish with. Really, really nice, and the act was amazing. If you'd like room service, this is something that actually is included for breakfast. So you fill out the form the night before, make sure you put all your details down, hang it on your handle of your cabin before 1 a.m. and then they bring you it the next day. But if you would like room service throughout the day, just dial 8000. There is a menu in your cabin, and as you can see, they have a fine selection including drinks, food, nibbles. It's 24 hours. If you fancy some little bit extra in your cabin, you just want to chill out. Some extra items, you can head to the shop. You may need to remortgage your house. Ernest loves spending extra money or spending my extra money. You've got things like crisps, etc. in the shop. But as you can see, £4 for Pringles. It is not cheap. So make sure you come with a full wallet if you want to spend money on crisps in the shop. And then we do have the Market Cafe, which offers ice cream selections. You've got different scoops here. All the pricing is up on the wall. You've got this, which can be offered as afternoon tea as well, or you can buy these ice creams, macaroons individually. You've got 1, 2, 3 scoop options as well for the ice cream. And then across here you have a selection of cakes and sandwiches. Yes, they do now offer sandwiches. I must say I do find this a little bit penny pinching, but if you just want to enjoy a club sandwich, they did look tasty, £3.95. Or you could just go up to the buffet and make your own sandwich. What do you think? Are P&O just increasing all the things that you can now buy? Is this a good thing? Gives you more options? Or should they be concentrating on offering more included offerings rather than charging £3 odd for a sandwich? But those are the offerings. Once again, let us know in the comments. And as you can see, some fine cakes, all priced up. There was also a ice cream filled donut, which they were advertising as one of the new things on Britannia, but this is the Gletto donut. It wasn't on offer on our cruise. There was no ingredients for it. So have you had this? Let us know, what is the Gletto donut like? And as you can see, you can have the ice cream afternoon tea, which we've had on Iona and Avia, and it's delicious. I absolutely love the ice cream afternoon tea, but only get one to share with 2. If you head up to deck 16, also more ice cream on offer. You have to pay for this as well as your coffees, ice cream, coffee. You've got other selections like Magnum and Gletto, and all the prices are on the side there. What do you think of the offerings on P&O Britannia? Please do let us know in the comments below. Hit that like button, press subscribe. It's completely free, and press on the screen right now if you'd like to see what the Sun Princess offers food-wise.